What's up, audience? Another day, another vlog in the YouTube orbit. You're watching Richter Vlogs. Thanks for being here. So behind me, you will see some wood. Some 1x6s, a 2x4, some 1x3s, some 1x4s. Some of them are already measured out and have a little notch at the bottom in pencil. Right there's one, right there's another. So this is the boards we are going to use, and the cut list I have right here, and we are going to end up making, hopefully, that. A rustic, do-it-yourself, king-sized headboard. So come along for the ride and see how we do. First thing we're going to do is put the measure lines from the cut list on here, and then we're going to cut. Now that our wood has been scored, it's been measured twice, but I have it here to measure it again. I have this wood saw here, but I also have a sawzall with a wood end on it, a wood blade, and this here is going to be my workbench. So I'm just going to lay it across there and give it a cut. This one should be, I believe, 55, and there it is at 55. So we're looking good. Actually, set it down there on the grip, line it up, hold it tight. Oh, better short than not. That's what it's going to look like when we're done. So we went on to say that we made this wood, well, let's just say we own the wood. We did good. My beautiful and talented assistant wife, much like Heidi from Tool Time. So we've got them cut. We got some 55 inches on the 1x2s and 1x3s. We got some 76 inches on 1x4s and 1x6s. And we have a couple 74-inch 1x4s. And we're saving a 2x4 and a 1x3 for the top of the headboard, which we'll measure and cut at the end. Now we're going to go back to our instructions, which, if I didn't mention, I'm going to list below in a link on what we're going to do next. Now we're going to take a 1x2 and a 1x3. We are going to glue the 1x2 and then adhere it to the 1x3, and then take 1 1/4 inch nails, finishing nails, and hammer them about every 6 inches. This here is going to be one of the legs. So we're going to do one leg here, and then we're going to identically do it to another leg, and then we're going to start laying in the pieces of wood between the legs. Now we've completed both of the legs. They've been nailed and glued. And now we're going to lay some wood between the legs. In this case, it's beneficial to lay out all the wood in the middle. That's going to make really the guts of the headboard. And we just dropped them in this notch we made between the 1x2 and the 1x3, alternating 1x4s and 1x6s. And we did this just to make sure it squares up in case we do any sanding on the ends. But this is a pretty forgiving project since we're going to put another 1x3 on top. So these ends are going to be glued and nailed, and we're going to have some leeway with it. And also some of this stuff like this is going to come out pretty nice once it gets stained this rustic color. So now we are going to glue and nail this in place. And there's the board. Each of the edges are nailed in, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1x3 and put it over the top of it, the whole length of the leg. And then we just have to put the top together and we're done. This might be done pretty quick. I like it. So after the other 3-inch 1x3 is nailed on the end here, finishes off our side, then we put the trim board on the top, and the bottom. So now we have trim on the front and back of the headboard along the top and bottom. And we did that with 2 screws on each end. Actually, I'll show you up here. 2 nails on each end and gluing it down. Now we are going to take and put this 1x3 to the right and put it up against the side to give it a nice finish along both sides of the legs. And we're going to do that with glue and nails, the 2-inch finishing nails. And now the 1x3 is nailed and glued the whole length of the leg. And that's going to give the left side a really nice completed finish, and each leg a nice completed outside finish. Both sides now have their trim, the front and back now have their top and bottom trim. Now it's time for the top 1x3 for the top trim. We measured it out, then we're going to glue and nail it, and we'll see how it looks. Now with the top trim on the headboard, oh gosh, it's windy outside. We are going to get the 2x4 and cut it to length at the top. You save the 2x4 to cut for last, just in case there's any measurement issues, things go long, and so it overhangs at least a ½ inch around the top of the headboard. So let's do that now. And there it is. We just glued and nailed the 2x4 on the top. Finish it off real nice. There is a king-sized headboard. Now we're going to take the back and put some supports. Now we're going to do some sanding, some filling of little cracks, get the sanding done, do the filler there, and then we're going to try and do a nice rustic dark brown like we did our chest of drawers we have in a previous vlog. Maybe I'll link that here at the end of this one. So we'll see what it looks like when it's all done. That might be another vlog in a couple of days. I'll put this one up early, unfinished, because I don't know how it's going to take us to sand, fill, and paint, and stain. So thanks for watching our project today on Richter Vlogs. And when you're hammering some wood, you really want to be careful not to go too hard, or you might bend your tool and your nail. Also, just a few friendly tips. When cutting a piece of wood, be sure that the piece you're not going to use contains the label. Because I had to remove a few of these labels and they weren't very fun as they're stapled into the end of the boards. So when you do your measuring, make sure you measure with this end being known as your scrap piece. Also, when working with power tools with the cords, it's beneficial to do a little knot when you plug it in, so when you pull your power tool, it doesn't become unplugged during your process of cutting or whatever you're using it with. So there's just some tips while working around power tools and wood. If anyone was wondering where Julia was the entire time we made the headboard, she was sitting with us in her swing, slept most of the time, and covered in her Winnie the Pooh blanket. It's a little cold here in Ohio, but she was a happy baby. She's now inside, enjoying lunch, and that's where I'm heading right now.
Awesome!